of women come talk to me about entrepreneurship. There are many that create a successful business, but there's a lot like this. One woman has a great idea to solve healthcare for women, and she's passionate about it with good ideas, and she's brilliant. She tells everyone her idea, everyone's excited, but 9 months later, it's the exact same conversation. The second woman is the one who can't even decide what she wants to do with her life. First, she wants to do this, and then she wants to do that. Then she's getting a doctorate and getting certified in something else, and maybe she goes away and writes her book. Any of these ideas are a great option, but she just doesn't know what she wants to do. The third woman has dreams that are constantly changing. They're all into one dream, and then 2 weeks later, the dream has changed. At first, they want to create the world's best book club, and then they want to build a school in Guatemala because they saw a movie. And they just hop from dream to dream to dream. And here's the deal. I was wondering what was driving this perpetual indecision, perpetual dreaming, perpetual not getting on with the next. And so I asked them, and they would say, Neha, I'm scared to be seen. I feel like an imposter. I don't deserve it. I don't want to make a mistake. And I don't feel worth it. These are women that really want to do something in the world. They're highly capable, but they never move beyond the idea phase. And this is a vicious cycle of dreaming and trying to decide what to do. And it's seductive because it feels like you are doing something, but in reality, you're not. So when does this shift into action? It was exhausting to me because they would tell me, Neha, it is so easy for you. You are all of these things and you're not afraid. You have all the tools that you need. I got frustrated because they didn't lack something. And I don't have a secret sauce that I drink that made me a superhuman entrepreneur. Are you going to keep asking me for advice, or are you going to listen? Are you teachable? I realized that if all they would do is just start, they would have a startup. And there's never been a time other than now to have access to billions of people. We have all the tools. We are the purchasing power in households. And yet, only 30% of entrepreneurs are females. These women I talk about are women you may know. But here's the deal. All of those women, all of us, are leaving a lot of money on the table. It's really about picking a lane and just doing it. It doesn't mean you can't change or pivot. It means you just start executing, because you can't wait for divine intervention to feel like the perfect moment to start. Because here's the biggest thing. It's not going to happen that way. Today, I want to give you 3 steps that can help you break from action talker to action taker and step into the real game of entrepreneurship. Bring your demons to the party. As women, we feel the need to prove ourselves, and in order to be right, to be seen, to be heard, we must back up everything with evidence so we can earn a seat at the table. Women need to feel qualified to feel legitimate, getting degree after degree, seeking the stamp of external approval to feel qualified. But the truth is, you'll never feel that way. Our male counterparts who have fewer degrees and less experience are succeeding tenfold. But what's the difference? Because they just do it anyways. And so today, I invite you to bring all your demons to the party. Bring your terrified little girl self in her PhD. Bring your angry, mean, pushy bully. Bring that person that tells you you're a fraud, you're an imposter. Bring them all. Because no matter how many degrees, no matter how many certificates or endorsements you get, these demons are always right there. It is all about how you entertain these demons. Have them carry your bags. They are not the star of the show because you decide who shows up for you. You must understand that if you want to change the world, ignore them and do you. Clarity is bullshit. I am so tired of people writing 10-year business plans. You can find out on day 1 that your 10-year business plan won't work. And the worst part is that most people try to stick to their plan and miss the opportunities right in front of them. For most people, when they don't have clarity, they see this as a justification to not move forward. People use clarity as an excuse not to take action. if you don't know, you don't go. And for women, we love to have all our ducks in a row to be perfect. In the book El Doctor, there's a quote that defines entrepreneurship. It's like driving a car at night and you only see the end of your headlights, but you know you're going to make the whole way through. The only clarity that is required is the decision to move forward and the practice to believe that you will have what you need when you need it. Even when you don't know what you were doing, you would know that you were going to get to the end result and adapt and fine-tune as you go. Because entrepreneurship is messy. There is no pathway. You are forging your own path and making a way that works for you on a moment-to-moment basis. Wash, rinse, repeat. While having a lofty vision can be sexy, the truth is all you need to do is find one paying customer who's not your friend, not your mom, not your dad, and definitely not your sympathetic sister. This one paying customer will help you to learn what your business solves and why it matters. I started my company years ago with $500 in my pocket, an ugly logo, and a huge immigrant hustle. I put an ad in my college newspaper saying if any family in the neighborhood wanted to hire me. I put myself out there, and I will tell you, it all started with one customer. Kimberly, a second grader, was excited to have me tutor her. I walked into their house in a full suit and my 2-page resume, and her mother was just looking at me, but I was ready to rumble. Kimberly showed me how much fun I was having while tutoring her, getting paid, and decades later, I saw the impact we made on her life and why I exist. Back then, I was a one-woman show. I was the secretary booking appointments. I was the service provider. I was the accountant. I was the web developer, the marketer. Eventually, we went from 1 to 100 to 1,000 to 10,000, but this would have never happened if I didn't have solid systems and learn to put teams in place. As women, we can't do it all. It is important for us to lean and delegate and rely on others. From this one customer, I learned exactly what the market needed for education for children. I hired team members that were smarter than me, and I began to build systems so that we could impact millions over the next generation. And I knew I had to grow from a one-woman show to a company, and the only way to do that was to get out of my way. My dream for myself became a shared dream that now involves many. Once we had a solid system down, it was wash, rinse, repeat. But you should know that to get to this point, it requires an insane amount of execution. It requires blood, sweat, and tears before I finally figured out the system over time. But the sad part is that hundreds and thousands of entrepreneurs quit before they hit this part. There was no problem that we couldn't solve at my company, College Shortcuts, and our team made the dream work so that we could get to a place where all of us as a team could live our lives fully, to go from starting a startup to building a well-oiled machine. Now here is why I'm saying all of this. I started to write this talk and why I was starting to feel so frustrated, because women are literally made for this. There's a reason why people say my business is my baby, because being an entrepreneur is a lot like being a mom. Every day it's something different, and you've made the decision not to abandon your child. So it makes you do things you never thought you could do. So why don't you use this super female power in business? We are born to be entrepreneurs. We are biologically built to multitask, while our male counterparts can't. We remember the fine details. We have the heart, the intuition, the ability to trust our gut and figure it all out. We have the ability to withstand unbelievable challenges. Mothers, women, we have an incredible ability to tolerate pain, struggle, and challenges because we care. It is innately built into us. But yet we have been taught that entrepreneurship, business, making money is a game only for men. What do we do to change this? Get up and start up, because together we are changing the world The future is female.
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 The future is female.